Good evening. You're joining with Prime TV News and I am Pankaj Kulatunga. First, the news headlines. Government jobs for another 16,000 graduates. Payment of compensation for Easter attack victims is completed. Action initiated to conserve the manuscripts of Riddhi Vihare. A Royal Navy ship drives off Iranian boats that try to impede a British oil tanker near the Gulf. And now for the news in detail. The Development Communication Unit of the Prime Minister's Office said that the number of dead in the Easter Sunday attacks was 263. The unit said that compensation had been provided on behalf of 201 of them. The expenditure incurred by the government on the payment on behalf of the dead in the attack is about 198 million rupees, based on the data gathered by the Totally Harmed Office. The total injured had been 500 and a sum of 64 million had been paid as compensation to them. Accordingly, the total compensation paid was 282 million rupees. A sum of 25 million rupees had been given to the Sri Lanka Army and the Navy as an advance for the reconstruction of the churches damaged in the terrorist attack. 10 million rupees each had been provided for the St. Sebastian's Church at Katuapitia and St. Anthony's Church at Kochikade. As mentioned by the Development Communications Unit of the Prime Minister's Office, 5 million rupee advances had been given for the Zion Church in Batiklo. 60 years had passed in the political career of a senior politician, which is an outstanding character of the local leftist politics, Dew Gunasekara. A felicitation ceremony titled 60 Years of Dew Politics was held at the Bandaranayake Memorial International Conference Hall. The commemorative ceremony was held under the patronage of former Nepalese Prime Minister and senior leader of the Nepal Communist Party, Madhav Kuman, Speaker Karu Jayasuriya, Opposition Leader Mahinda Rajapaksa, Parliamentarian R. Sambandhan and many government as well as opposition leaders graced the occasion. Expressing his views on the occasion, the former Nepalese Prime Minister said that Dew Gunasekara is a great leader who feels the pulse of the suppressed and underprivileged class. Although President Maithripala Sirisena is out of the country, he addressed the function from abroad. The President said that Dew Gunasekara is an outstanding character in the local leftists' politics. He is an honest politician devoid of fraud. Speaker Karu Jayasuriya said that if he always saw a shortcoming in Parliament, it was the absenteeism of Dew Gunasekara. Although both of them had different political views, they could sit together if they received an opportunity and exchange views with respect to national and social problems. He had the courage and never hesitated to criticize a mistake of any parliamentarian or head of department. Opposition leader Mahinda Rajapaksa said that from the past, both of them worked together. He always adhered to the views of Dew, but the only occasion he did not heed his call was to remain without going for an election in 2015. It was on this day that he did not take notice of his advice. Dew Gunasekara said that 60 years of political life is a very long period. He said that it was only he who had passed the political period of Dudley Senanayake, Sirimao Bandaranayake and J.R. Jayawardena. It is not because of any speciality of him, but he said he was living because of the power of medical history. But he said the other point is that he entered his political career at a young age. The launch of several books, including the Book of Felicitation, edited to mark the 60-year political career of Dew Gunasekara, also took place on the occasion. Minister Daya Gamage has said that a United National Party government will not sign any agreement harmful to the country. This has been stated by Minister Daya Gamage. The minister was speaking at the launch of academic publications of the National Social Development under the Ministry of Primary Industries and Social Empowerment. Present at the occasion was a group including parliamentarian Tusita Vijayamanna. Minister Daya Gamage said that they had signed an agreement and it was a SOFA pact. It had been signed by two American nationals, Gotabaya Rajapaksa and former US ambassador. It is a major question as to what legality this SOFA agreement has. He said that they had not signed a SOFA agreement. He added that a UNP government has not inked an agreement harmful to the country or will not do such a thing in the future. 25,000 projects are already under implementation under the government's mega development program. This has been revealed by Minister Vajira Abewardena. The minister was speaking at a special conference held at the Ministry of Internal Home and Affairs. The government has taken measures to expedite the development projects that were delayed as a result of the Easter Sunday attacks. All district secretaries were apprised in this respect at a conference held at the ministry under the aegis of Minister Vajira Abewardena. State Minister J.C. Alawatuwala also joined in the occasion. Minister Vajira Abewardena said that the present government was spending 300 million rupees on each electorate. The projects in the villages are to be completed by August 30th. About 25,000 projects are being carried out in the 25 districts. The Prime Minister has already decided to give an additional 50 million rupees for every parliamentarian. He said that the government has made arrangements to complete work on the programs that suffered setbacks due to the terror attacks. State Minister J.C. Alawatuwala said the Prime Minister has decided to give more funds for the electorate. He revealed that the Prime Minister has decided to give training to 16,000 graduates. More on local news. Initiatives have been taken to examine manuscripts at the Riddhi Mahavihare by a panel of scholars for conservation. This initiative has been taken after the President took action to prevent giving misinterpretation and harming the spirit of Buddha Dhamma after naming it as a national heritage. The President recently took action to declare the Tripitaka as a national heritage with the intention of further safeguarding the pure Buddhism. Accordingly, President Maithripala Sirisena has given the necessary instructions to include in the UNESCO heritage list due to the significance of the Theravadi Pali Tripitaka. It was in this context that the President has appointed a committee of scholars for the conservation of Tripitaka manuscripts which had not been conserved in Sri Lanka, as one of the stage measures have been taken to conserve the manuscripts of the Riddhi Mahavihare in Kurunagala. The 28th commemoration of the war hero Hasalaka Gamini was held under the patronage of the Speaker Karu Jayasuriya. The commemoration of war hero Hasalaka Gamini, who gave up his life at Elephant Pass after a battle with the cruel terrorists on behalf of the freedom of the nation, was organized by Western Province former Minister Lawrence Madivella. Special evaluation donations were handed over to Hasalaka Gamini's mother, Y.G. Juliet. Ministers John Amaratunga and Ruan Vijayawardena participated in this commemorative function. President Maithripala Sirisena and Prime Minister Ranil Wickramasinghe had sent messages. Speaker Karu Jayasuriya said that with respect to the dedication made by Gamini Gunaratna, he took this decision purely thinking of his country and his colleagues. He offered his respects and that of the entire parliament to all war heroes who sacrificed lives on behalf of the country. He took this decision to safeguard the country's independence and democracy and hand it over to the present and future generations. He said that when taking other countries into consideration, the island should be ashamed of the setbacks suffered due to various issues. He said that the country could move forward only if there was national unity, political unity and religious unity. State Minister for Defence said that when looking at Sri Lanka's history and talking about the war heroes who fought for national freedom, everyone used to talk about Hasalaka Gamini. He could be considered as a symbol of the heroic work done by the entire force. He added that no one can forget the heroic work he had done for the country. All war heroes sacrificed their lives on behalf of the freedom of the country. Hasalaka Gamini is one of the 30,000 that sacrificed their lives. It is because of their sacrifices only that we can today live in freedom. The arrest of drunken drivers is effective from 5th of last month. It is operative based on a concept of President Maithripala Sirisena. 1,281 fatal accidents has been reported during the first 6 months of this year, and the number reported killed 1,374. With the intention of minimizing the accidents, the police headquarters launched an operation of arresting drunken drivers under several stages. It is effective for a period of 1 month from the 5th of this month. Rewards are offered to police officers who nab drunken drivers from Police Reward Fund. President Maithripala Sirisena has given instructions to accelerate Waugam Pubudua program, which nurtures... The Supreme Court has fixed dates for the fundamental rights petition filed by the Centre for Policy Alternatives against the presidential pardon granted by Galagoda Atte Nyanasara Thera. The Supreme Court will take the case for consideration on the 10th of September. This was announced when the petition was taken up before a 3-member judge bench. The Centre for Policy Alternatives petitioned against the President's decision to release Nyanasara Thera, who was convicted of contempt of court, by citing that such a decision could be damaging to judicial independence. Dr. Paikiasoti Saranavanamuttu, the CPA Executive Director, filed the petition. He has sought a court order declaring that the provisions of fundamental rights had been violated as a result of the decision to release the Thera on a presidential pardon. Meanwhile, the Colombo Chief Magistrates Court today decided to take up for consideration the care filed by the Bribery Commission against 8 persons, including former Defence Secretary Gotabaya Rajapaksa, on the 20th of September. The suspects are accused of maintaining a floating armoury, paving the way for bringing an ill-gotten profit for the avant-garde company. The suspects are accused of causing a loss of 11.4 billion rupees to the government. It was mentioned in court that a stay order had been issued by the Apparels Court preventing the consideration of this case in the Magistrates Court, and an order in this respect was due to be given on the 26th of July. Now we join with Biz News. According to the survey titled Cinnamon Market Growth Trends and Forecast 2019-2024, compiled by researchandmarkets.com, the demand for Sri Lankan cinnamon has increased in countries such as Mexico, the United States, Peru, Bolivia, Chile and Guatemala. The major countries that import cinnamon from Sri Lanka are Mexico, the United States, Peru, Colombia and Ecuador. The survey said Sri Lanka has also emerged as the 4th largest producer of cinnamon in the world. The Asia Pacific is the world's leading producer of cinnamon, with Indonesia alone counting for nearly 40% of the total global output. In 2018, Indonesia was the biggest cinnamon producer, followed by China, Vietnam and Sri Lanka. The Sri Lankan government recently said it had taken steps to uplift the cinnamon production in the island country to target international markets. Prime News returns tomorrow, and in the meantime, make www.itnnews.lk your go-to source for the very latest in news at home and overseas. Signing off, I'm Pankaj Kulatunga. Good night.